This is Australia's Murray-Darling Basin. Here, on the world's driest inhabited continent, one thing you can never take for granted is water. Australia's unique ecosystems rely on it, from rivers, lakes and wetlands to rainforests. And in these landscapes, the primary source of water is rain. A sustained period of reduced rainfall or stream flow, that's the flow of water in streams, creeks and rivers, is defined as drought. And Australia has been hit by drought time after time. In the centuries since European settlement, this was most severe at the beginning and end of the 20th century. While the Federation drought of 1895 to 1903 was devastating and focused people's minds on the management of our precious water resources, it would be a century before another severe drought spurred serious efforts to regulate and protect the Murray-Darling Basin. The Millennium Drought of 1997 to 2009 saw River Murray flows fall to historically low levels, to the point where flows into South Australia practically ceased. The number of water birds, fish and aquatic plants declined. Thousands of agricultural jobs were lost, and the decline in visitors led to an estimated $70 million loss to the region's tourism industry. While naturally fluctuating periods of drought and flood are to be expected to a degree, the severity of this drought laid bare one simple, unavoidable fact: too much water had been taken from the basin for too long. In the early 2000s, as problems relating to the health of the Murray-Darling Basin continued to mount, the Commonwealth Government decided to act. The result was the 2007 Water Act, a new piece of legislation designed to ensure that basin water resources would be managed in the national interest, juggling competing interests in an effort to optimise economic, social and environmental outcomes. Introduced under Prime Minister John Howard's government, the Act was designed to ensure the return to environmentally sustainable levels of extraction for water resources that are over-allocated or overused, and to protect, restore and provide for the ecological values and ecosystem services of the Murray-Darling Basin. One of the main components of the Act was the establishment of the Murray-Darling Basin Authority, or MDBA, a new organisation focused on the sustainable management of the river system. The MDBA replaced the Murray-Darling Basin Commission and, more recently, the National Water Commission. As an independent, expertise-based statutory authority, the MDBA works closely with governments, industries and communities across the basin. The authority's remit to manage the basin's water resources in the national interest covers 5 essential roles: providing expertise and knowledge on complex water matters, driving and facilitating transparent science and analysis, managing and modernising the River Murray, building relationships across the basin, and meeting the responsibilities legislated under the Water Act and the Murray-Darling Basin Agreement. The authority's first job was to meet its responsibility under the Water Act to prepare the Basin Plan, the first coordinated basin-wide approach to managing water resources. As we'll see, not everyone agrees with all aspects of the Basin Plan, but by 2007, with the declining health of the basin, there was widespread agreement that a plan was needed to help the river system recover. Developed between 2008 and 2012, the Basin Plan sets limits on how much water can be taken from the basin each year. It outlines how these limits restrict how much water on average can be used by the towns, communities and businesses, while ensuring the rivers and environment stay healthy. It is this balancing act that is most crucial. The MDBA reviews water resource plans for each water catchment in the basin, developed by relevant state governments to make sure these meet the requirements set out in the Basin Plan, including by ensuring there is enough water for the environment. This approach helps to combat some of the problems associated with low levels of water in the system, such as algae outbreaks, increased salinity, and the loss of native animals, their habitats, and vegetation. The Water Act went even further, creating another entity, the Commonwealth Environmental Water Holder, which manages the Australian government's water holdings, including those in the basin. Under the Water Act and the Basin Plan, the Commonwealth Environmental Water Holder must use water for the environment to protect and restore the rivers, wetlands, and floodplains of the basin.
But what does that mean and how does that work? Put simply, the Commonwealth Environmental Water Holder delivers water to the environment when and where it's needed. It's not just the where part of this which is critical. The when is also vital. It's about ensuring that the right amount is delivered to the right place at the right time.
While in the past, water flowed through the environment with natural highs in winter and lows in summer, now water is stored in dams and released when it is needed. In practice, this could mean restarting river flows or keeping rivers flowing in dry times, connecting rivers to floodplains to keep native plants healthy, and even changing the flow in rivers to signal to native fish that it's a good time to breed or move. And the Water Act didn't stop there. It recognised both the importance of water markets to water users and the need for improved water information. As water is now effectively a commodity, it's critical its trade is governed by rules. These aim to provide protections for irrigators and support the efficient operation of water markets. As for improved information, the Act outlined the role of the Bureau of Meteorology. It analyses, manages and reports on Australia's weather and water resources information, which is essential for the multitude of governments and bodies to make sound decisions in relation to the various plans and limits mentioned before.
But you know what they say about the best laid plans? The years following the enactment of the Water Act did not go as smoothly as hoped. Communities, irrigators, and environmentalists from across the basin and beyond had strong feelings about the plan and the basin's ongoing management. And tensions, as we'll find out in the next chapter, were rising to the surface.